Okay. Hey folks, we're here with CYO Spartans Football Region 13. We're here with head coach Stu Hudson, who leads our 7th and 8th grade team. Coach Hudson, thanks for taking time out for us. You have a bye this week, allowing the team extra practice. What's your assessment of the team thus far, Coach?
It's a good group of kids. The teams are a little bit different every year. We don't really find out what's going on with the team until we play a couple of games, but they look good. It's a hard-working group of kids, good natural leadership in the 8th grade group, and the 7th grade group is coming on pretty well.
Excellent. It's kind of a nice segue. So this is your 3rd year coaching many of these kids. What's different about this team than versus the others that you've coached?
Well, they're all a little bit different. The nice thing about this team is we've been pretty similar with language for the 3 years. Mm-hmm. So a lot of this is pretty repetitive for a lot of the kids. So even if they didn't know the specific plays that we would be able to run or would be running, they were able to figure it out based on common language, etc. throughout. So a lot of it's rote for the 8th grade kids, and they look good. They're ahead of where they have been the last couple of years as far as picking up schemes and verbiage and the like. So
excellent, excellent. Speaking of schemes, both offensively and defensively, what kind of schemes will you be running this year?
Everybody has to run a 4-4 defensively, so that's actually a benefit of CYO in my opinion. It gives offenses a chance to really teach fundamentals and techniques because you know where you're going to find defensive players. You don't have to worry about blitz schemes, etc. in your game prep. So 6 hours a week of practice, it's pretty tough to get that done. Offensively, we spread things out a little bit. We throw it more than most teams do. We traditionally haven't been one of the bigger teams in the league. So we take advantage of the things that we have, which is pretty good athletes across the board and decent team speed.
Excellent. You got your boys working hard, as always. What players are standing out for you this preseason?
There's a handful. Malik Thirdgill is one that comes to mind, kind of standing right behind you. Big kid, good natural athlete, good natural leader. Last year was his first year. He was coming off an injury and took him a little to pick it up, but Malik should be a monster this year. John Walker, another 8th grade kid who's a big, strong kid, should be a beast. Kane Blevins kind of grew up a little bit. He's been a good ball player, but starting to physically get more mature. There's a handful. There's some good 7th graders in that group as well. So yeah, it's an exciting group of kids.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, this is a pretty nice facility we're practicing at here at the Field of Dreams. How important is this for you? How important is this field for the kids for having a good quality practice?
We have probably a third of our kids that walk to practice, so it's huge to have it from just a logistics standpoint in the neighborhood. The convenience piece is great, but bigger than that, we've got. It's kind of like the joke about Otson. It never rains at the Madeline, so it's nice to not practice in the mud. It's a huge benefit for the parents not to be constantly washing muddy gear and dealing with muddy shoes and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, we're wet here a lot of the year. And me personally, just with work scenarios and proximity to home and having a field in the neighborhood, it's probably the difference between me being able to coach and not. Just from the amount of time it takes me to get from house to practice and when I have to leave work, etc. So it's a huge benefit, and it's a dream, and it's a fun thing for the community too. We get a lot of people swinging by to check things out, and a lot of neighborhood families that come by just to watch, hang out. We try to accommodate them. It's everybody's facility, so we got a lot of kids playing soccer here and stuff during practice, and it's pretty easy to cut out a little space for them and make that work for everybody. So it's a good fit for the group.
Great. Hey, what are you looking forward to most this season? What would make this a special season for you and the team?
That's always kind of a tricky question. I probably the chagrin of some of the parents I've had more than the kids, but we really evaluate our seasons based on the growth of the kids, not necessarily the win-loss. You kind of get a raw cloth every year with the group of kids you have. Physical abilities, kind of the mental makeup, how they come together. And so I really have always said, if we get them the skills that they need, the techniques to play at the next level, we teach them enough about the game they can compete at the next level they want to play at, and they have a good time, then wins and losses kind of work themselves out. So from a success standpoint, if we get that kind of development out of this group, I'd be pleased. I think from a wins and losses standpoint, really our hope is to get in the upper half bracket. That's the objective for everybody. And once you get in the tournament, anything can happen. So if you get there, you might as well win it.
Coach, thanks for your time. We look forward to a very special season.
Yeah.